Artemus Toast here, and time for another all kinds of awesome album review, trademarked. Um, I was listening to a new song by the Eminems, and forgive me, I can't remember the name of the song, but with the magic of editing, it'll be right there. Um, but anyway, when it came to the hook of the song or chorus of the song or what have you, um, I very much recognize the voice, of Justin Vernon, otherwise known as Bon Iver, you know, um, his group name, whatever you want to call it. Much like Isaac Brock is, Modest Mouse, but the band has members that change, I guess. But anyway, so I'm listening to this Eminem song, and reminded me of Bon Iver, and I've heard a few of their songs, Skinny Love, The Wolves, both on the album I'm reviewing today for Emma Forever Ago. Well, anyway, I'm familiar with these tracks, and there's one on a Twilight soundtrack. I believe he did a song with Saint Vincent. Um, etc. So I know of him or of the group. In the songs that I heard, big fan, and it got me thinking that I've heard quite a lot about this album over the years, and you know uh, already fans of two songs on the album. So I finally got the album, and once again, it's all kinds of awesome, trademark. Um, if you watch my past all kinds of awesome album reviews, talked about my fondness for singer songwriters that kind of do the whole thing. This album is kind of a project like that. I did read that there was some little very minimal post editing, things recorded at another studio. Um, but for the most part, it was, from my understanding, what I read, word of mouth. You know, Justin Vernon was getting over a breakup and also had mono. So he kind of retreated to a hunting cabin in the woods in Wisconsin, over a winter. And the end result was, for Emma Forever Ago. Emma being I guess, his lost love, which was the inspiration and for this album, I guess. But you know, uh, obviously, if you heard Justin Vernon sing, he's sings a very high falsetto. Fits the music very very well. The music is it's simple, but it's there when it has to be. Very very good for minimal amounts of music. It, it 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 builds very well. Builds very um, intensities and transitions are very good and all the tracks. Flume, the opening track, is a fantastic track, and if you watch my reviews, I don't really get into each track, just the overall album. Um, as I always say, when listening to an album, side A, front to back, flip it, side B, front to back, as the artist intended. I do know in some cases, they have to, you know, split the album up, not as the artist intended, but more, what's able to fit on either side. But um, when possible, listen to the album front to back, in the order that the artist, intended. Um, But getting back to the music itself, once again, simple. The steel guitar. I watched videos on the YouTubes of him playing like Skinny Love live. Steel guitar, steel bodied guitar. Sounds fantastic, and sometimes accents on high notes. For being recorded in a cabin, the audio is great. The lyrics are great. Definitely tell it's coming from a personal space. Um, and I think that makes for really great albums, and obviously in this case it did. For being pretty much you know an unsigned entity, and I could be wrong, or but before being signed to a label, the album took off. I guess an artist, trapped in a cabin, um, battling mono in the winter, and a nasty breakup are ingredients to a fantastic album. Once again, both sides are great. Definitely one you could listen to front to back, without impatiently waiting for a song that you recognize. Um, as a whole, production, um, engineering, structure, songwriting, tone, uh, recording in general, the theme. Uh, it's all kinds of awesome. Artemis Toast out.